that on also. All right, let me get rid of this. I'm going to put my status over here on conversation. So if y'all have a question, instead of you having to turn on your microphone, you can just type it. But I do need somebody to tell me if there's a question, because sometimes I get into teaching and I forget to look at the questions or the conversation. So I've got my conversation on, meeting chat. I've got that window on, and I'm going to pull up the questions that I received from y'all. And first of all, let me tell you that these questions are always sent in this section. So don't feel bad. I already looked at them. There are common questions. Mr. Yates, are you there? I don't see Mr. Yates. Is he there? Okay. I threw a beer bottle in your front yard. Did you see it? No, I'm just kidding.
I didn't see that.
I'm just kidding. Did you ever talk to Zara?
Yes, sir, I did. Her and my mom are real good friends.
Does she remember having my class?
Yes, sir.
She say anything bad?
No, she was nice. She said you're a good teacher.
Actually, she was a very good student. She was one of those students that always strive for like perfection.
Oh, so yeah, she's like that.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so let's go with, I'm going to pick, since Mr. Yates and Miss Billy sent the same question, we'll work through one question and then do the other question as a practice. So I'm going to pick Miss Billy first, and this is number 7/4. 7/4. Now, first of all, let me go ahead and tell you that some of these questions that you sent are good test questions. Some. Okay? Some of them are ridiculous. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to tell you what's good. First of all, this is a good question, and I want you to do it on one of three things. I want you to do it on the spreadsheet, I want you to do it on your calculator, or I want you to do it on your StatCrunch. I'm going to do it on all three. So make sure you pay attention and write good notes down, okay? I don't know why calculus class, they don't do that. So I'm going to open it up in StatCrunch. Now, when I open it up in StatCrunch, it's already going to put it there, and all you got to do is just hit the buttons. So I'm going to go to Stat. I'm going to go to Regression, because that's what we're on. Simple Linear. And hit X and Y and Compute. And there you go. Now, what are you interested in? Well, here is the, and I'm going to take my handy dandy, hold on a second. Let me get my handy dandy visualizer, which means my webcam. It has to take a minute to come on. Well, did it not come on? My goodness, why have I got all this? Let me get out of this and out of this. Pull it up again. There it is. Okay, let me pull the question back up again. Sorry. So I'm going to pull it up in StatCrunch. And I'm going to hit Stat, Regression, Simple Linear, and hit the X variable and the Y variable. In the calculators, L1 and L2, and hit Compute. Now, what do you care about? Well, you care about Y is equal to 2.0465116x minus 3.6511628. That is your equation for the best fit line. Or in your Excel, that's called the what? Trend line. Oops, I'm sorry. It's called the trend line. Okay, so let me move this down. I need y'all to make a note. Move this over and move this over. Dog it. Move this over here. Move this over here. Okay, so there it is. Now, what is R? That's your correlation coefficient. 0.9787. R is equal to 0.9787. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. As far as what I want, that's all I care about. Okay, but they're going to ask you for some more stuff. We're going to go through that. We're going to go through it as needed. There's one or two things I can't figure out how they're doing it unless they're just doing it by hand. And I've got to figure that out before. I'm not going to tell you to do it by hand because all of this stuff, you don't do it by hand anymore. Okay, except for, one or two things. So that's what I want you to find. Now, I'm going to take this same stuff. Okay, so that's how you do it in StatCrunch. Oh, how do you do a graph? Well, just go to open in StatCrunch and you can graph it. There's a graph section right here, graph. You can do a box plot. I don't want to do a box plot. I want to do a scatter plot. Do a scatter plot. X variable, Y variable. And I want to see, I was going to see if you can actually put in, I don't know if you can put in compute. There's a scatter plot. Now, if you wanted to put the function in there, I don't know if you can do it in here. That's what's good about the Excel, and you can do it in the calculator. But I'm trying to see if you can do it here, but I don't know. Edit. I wonder if you can put an overlay field. Give me a second. No, I don't know if it will do it or not. I was going to put in 2.047x. No, it's not going to do that. I was going to see if I could get it to graph it, but you'll see what I'm talking about in just a second. All right, so there's that. Now I'm going to do it in the Excel spreadsheet. Excel spreadsheet, if it ever comes up. I'm waiting, just hold on. It puts it on my TV screen. There we go. All right, there's my material, and I highlight it, and I hit insert. There's my chart plot. And now I right click on one of the and hit add trend line. And then I hit display equation and R squared. And I'm gonna make it bigger for y'all. And I'm gonna go in. Somebody give me R. Take the square root of 0.9579 for me, please.
It's 0.9787.
And again, as far as what we're doing, that's all I care about. Okay, that's two ways to do. Now, some of you may say, well, I suck at both of them. Well, then let's go to your handy dandy calculator. Now, it's a little bit more work because you have to type it in. So here we go. What do you hit? You hit Stat, Edit, and there's your spreadsheet. 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 3, 5, 5, 11, 13. I already got it typed in. Now I'm going to delete this because I'm going to show you how to do this. So I'm going to delete. Okay, well, I didn't mean to delete the whole thing, but anyway. All right, so what do you do next? Well, hit Stat after you punch them in, Calculate, and go down to Linear Regression. Now, it should default to L1 and L2, but I was doing some stuff a while ago, and we got to retype in L2, L1. So hit second, 1. And if you look above the 1, you'll see the L1 right there. And now hit Calculate. Now there is the same stuff that is on the Excel spreadsheet. Look at there. 2.046, 2.046, negative 3.65, negative 3.65, 0.9787, 0.9787. There's 3 ways to find this material. Now, they asked for one more thing, and I'm going to show you how to do it. But I don't care about it on the test. Okay? And you do it on the Excel, you do it on the calculator. They want to know the residual or some of the residuals or something. This is how you do it. And I had to research it because I've never done it before. Go ahead and hit Stat, Edit, go over to the L3, and mine's L4 because I deleted L3, and hit Second, Stat, and go down till you hit Residual, and hit Enter, and Enter. And that will put the residual numbers in there. And now all you have to do is hit Stat, Calculate, Linear Regression, and I'm going to type in L2 or L4 because I accidentally deleted, and I got to change my frequency list. Why is it asking for? You should only ask for 1. Why is,
I think it's
no,
hard for you to go to the variable.
You got to hit Regression. Stat. Hold on. Calculate. First variable statistic. Like I said, I've never done this before. And hit Calculate. Now, the number that you're wanting is the summation, x squared. Write that down. Summation x squared is 3.16. That's the number that they're wanting. Now, there's another number in there that they get with 4, and I don't know, they're doing that by hand, and I'm going to have to get back with y'all on that because I couldn't get it. I couldn't get it before class. I tried, but I couldn't.
That's the one I have trouble with.
Okay. Well, just ignore that for right now, and I will figure it out before Tuesday, okay?
Yes, sir.
3.16, that's the number that they're asking for. Now, what they're doing, I think they're doing those 3 points or 2 points, and they're finding the residuals on those 2 points. I think that's where they're getting that number. I really don't know right now, but remember that 3.163. If you'll write that down, let's go back to the question. And there's you know where that comes from now. And you know what it looks like. That's what it looks like. Compute the sum of squares residual. I think this is the 3 point what? 3 point what?
3.16.
Says round to 3. Is it 1/6 what?
163.
3.
And that should be, okay. That's the one. I don't know where they're getting that for. Here's 3.163. 3.163. Okay. I think what they're doing is they're getting it says compute the sum of the squares residual for the line found in part B. Well, part B is this right here. Now, I can show you how to find this. That's not a problem. Okay, I've got a point. Oops, sorry. Oh, my Lord. Hold on. I accidentally hit the X button. Got out everything. Conspiracy. Hold on a second. Those emu commercials are about the most annoying commercials on TV. They should take them off the air. Nobody agrees with me. They're annoying.
I don't know if I've seen them.
Oh my gosh. You'd see, you know you've seen them. They're annoying. Okay, 120. Okay, there's the 4.27. Now I pull up the part that I hadn't covered. Oh my Lord. Okay, here's the part that you can do by hand, or you can do it in your calculator. I'll show you how you can do it. Part B, it says 3, 3, and 8, 13. Well, which way do we read? Left or right? 3, 3, 8, and 13. X sub 1, Y sub 1, X sub 2, Y sub 2. M is equal to Y sub 2 minus Y sub 1 over X sub 2 minus X sub 1. Parentheses minus parentheses over parentheses minus parentheses. 13 minus 3 over 8 minus 3 is equal to 10 over 5, which is equal to what? 2. So M is equal to 2 And I'm going to pick a point. I'm going to pick that. Why did I pick 3 and 3?
Smaller.
Smaller. Keep it simple. Y minus y sub 1 is equal to m times x minus x sub 1. Now, I showed y'all these the other day, and I told y'all, what'd I tell you? I told y'all that y'all were responsible for these because this is what we learned in algebra. Slope and point slope equation. And everybody in the class should be going, oh yeah, I remember that. Y minus parentheses equals parentheses times x minus parentheses. And this is x sub 1, y sub 1. So y minus 3 is equal to 2 times x minus 3. Y minus 3 is equal to 2x minus 6. Bring the 3 over. Y is equal to 2x minus 6 plus 3 is what? Now, the only thing I can think of is somebody wrote down, or somebody said 9. Where'd that 9 come from? You might have been answering something later, Miss Woodward. What were you answering, Miss Woodward? Miss Woodward, are you there? Oh, 6 plus 3, okay. Okay. Yeah, negative 6 plus 3. Negative 6 plus 3. Okay. So I'm going to try something here. Let's see if that's, what'd you say, Miss Woodward?
I said that's where I messed up is the negative. Sorry, I have all my kids here. Crazy.
That's all right. I don't want to hear from you. All right. So what? I'm so glad.
That's why I muted.
I'm glad she has. These people that don't have a sense of humor, you know, I feel sorry for them. Okay. This is what I'm going to try to do. I don't know if this is going to work or not, but we're going to take, and I'm going to go in here, and I'm going to do, and I don't know if this will work or not. Stat. Edit. And I'm going to put in a new set of points. And there's my 3 and my 3. So I'm just going to delete everything below that. Some of y'all may know what I'm fixing to do. And what's the other one? 8 and 13, right? So and I want to clear. But I think the only problem I'm going to have, but we'll see. I don't know. I think you got to have at least 3 points. So I want to plug in. I'm going to plug in 1. So I'm going to plug in 1. Go back to my. I think you need at least 3 points to have a residual. So I'm going to plug in x is equal to 1. So 1 times 2 is what? 2, and 2 minus 3 is negative 1. So I'm going to plug in a 1 and a negative 1 into my. I don't know if this is going to work or not. But thinking about it, I didn't try this before class. Negative or 1. And negative 1. Y'all see what I'm doing? Oh my God. The keyboard. I got to quit using the keyboard. So one thing that's aggravating. -1, you got to hit there. Okay, I must be hitting the wrong negative. I'm about ready to quit. Edit. Down, down, that negative. That's what happens when you got to use the mouse when you use this calculator. It's aggravating. Okay, so now I'm going to do a stat, calculate, and I'm going to do linear regression. And I'm going to do L1, second, L1, and L2. Everybody with me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So Hubert, when I go and do that, it brings me to the line regression, but it doesn't show me the L1, L2 option. It just gives me a calculate option.
The only thing I can tell you, it must be reading, you must have an older calculator. You have an older calculator?
Yeah.
It's probably reading L1 and L2. Are you getting the same thing that I'm getting here?
Give me 1 second.
Okay.
See, I can't even get the negative. Like, that's my issue. I can't even get the -1 into it.
Are you using this negative down here?
No.
Use that negative. Don't use the subtraction symbol. Use that negative. That may be helping you.
See, and then
Okay.
it tells me a functions history. It does the format and then the FX. That's all it does, and it doesn't even bring up an option for anything.
I'm going to have to see it. You're going to have to wait till after class and show it to me because I'll have to send the presentation to you. Well, you don't have a, you can show me on your webcam probably. You can show me what it's doing. Let's just see after class. I can tell you something to do to maybe go to second catalog.
I mean, it still gives me the answers, but it just tells me I'm doing something wrong before it does.
Let me finish this and we'll go back to that. Hit stat. Go to edit. Now go to L4 or L2 or L3, I'm sorry, and hit second list. And I'm going to hit residuals again and hit enter. See, it's going to do that. I don't think there's going to, I'm going to try it again. Second. I'm sorry. Stat. Calculate. First variable statistic of L4. It's going to give me zeros. Second. L4. And calculate. Yeah. See, I can't get that 4. I don't know where they're getting that 4. I really don't. And I'm going to have to do some research to find out because I know it's real simple, but I don't know where they're getting that 4. So F, I'm not going to say what to think of with F, but we're not going to, we'll just say F stands for forget about it right now, okay? And this is 3 point what? 3.163?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
And I'm more concerned with that, but I'm not going to ask you that on a test. I'm going to ask you for R, and I'm going to ask you to do this. You're not going to have to worry about all that other stuff. But right now, you can at least get, and this, oh gosh, in part B, passes through most parts, the line in part D, maximizes, hell, I don't know. Let's go minimizes. There you go. B, D, and minimizes. Does anybody have any input on where they got that 4? I know how they got it.
So I couldn't find it. I did what you did with the calculator too, and I couldn't get it like that either.
Yeah, I think they're doing it by hand, using all that tedious work, and I'm not gonna make y'all do that. So to get it right, just type in 4 and get your answer, and you move on. But I will tell you that this part right here, let's go with A. A is testable. B is testable. 3 is testable. 4, D is testable. And even E. After E, I could care less. Okay? So now I want y'all to do Mr. Yates's. All right? So this is the same one, probably different numbers. So go ahead and try it. I want you to do it on whichever button, whichever you want to do it. Now, as far as that, was that Miss Woodward that asked about the calculator?
Yes, sir.
Can I send? Is there a thing when you get your bar? Come on, is there a thing that says share screen?
It's request control.
I'm sorry, say again.
There's a request control.
Okay, do that. Hit that. Tell me when you hit it.
I done hit it.
You did?
Yep.
Well, it should ask me for.
I could turn my camera on too.
Okay, I'll tell you what, just show me what it's doing.
Okay. Can you even see it? Is it showing?
Oh, you got it on your phone, that's why. Go ahead and turn it back around, let me see it.
Give me 1 second because it cleared out the things. I just got to put some random things in.
Did you go through and turn the diagnostic on?
I don't.
That might be it.
It could be because
Okay, let's try that first. Let me show you what you need to do.
Try that. Functions format. That's what it does, and then it disappears. It's over that FX button.
I've never seen that before.
But then, like, I do it, and it tells me I did it wrong, but then it gives me the right answers.
Okay, well, don't worry about it then. Let me tell you one more thing to do, and I told the class this the other day. And sometimes you may not see stuff. You hit second and go down to 0 and go to diagnostic. Just go down, arrow down until you get to diagnostic and turn diagnostic on. Because sometimes these calculators, especially if you put it on your phone, it's limited because of the size of your screen to what it can put on there. So you might have to.
Second, it doesn't even do anything. It doesn't give me an option.
Second 0 doesn't give you catalog.
Let me see. Okay, yeah, I did. I just don't
listen. Then go down to diagnostic. And as soon as you get to diagnostic, turn diagnostic on and hit enter twice. So if I ever get to diagnostic, here we go. You see diagnostic on. Hit enter and hit enter again. And then that tells your calculator to put everything on the screen that it can. But remember, you've got a phone app, so it is limited on what it can show because of your phone. So that may be what you're running into.
Okay. Well, hell, as long as it gives me the right answer.
If it gives you the right answer, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Don't fix it.
All right. So here we go. I'm going to do it on the Excel spreadsheet because it'll put everything out there for you to see. So I'm going to hit this. Everybody hopefully can see my Excel. And I'm going to pull that up. And that's the last one. It'll pull up a new one. There we go. All right, this is Mr. Yates's question. And I'm going to highlight the 2 rows. And I'm going to insert. And I'm going to hit chart plot. And there is the chart. There's the, I call it chart plot, scatter plot, whatever you want to call it. And I'll blow it up for you so you can see it better. And I'm going to right click on one of the dots and hit add trend line and go over here and hit display and display R. And like I said, as far as what I'm going to ask, that's all you need to worry about. But I will go ahead and say, well, I wanted to make it bigger. Why don't I? There we go. Somebody take the square root of 954, please. Give me 4 digits.
It is 0.9767.
Okay, so as far as my test, that's everything I'm going to ask you for. Now, we'll go through and do it on the calculator, just so you can get that third number, that residual. So I'm going to go to Stat. I'm going to go to Edit. And I'm going to go ahead and type in 34578. I better do it with the calculator. 3, 4, 5, 7, and 8. And then 2, 4, 8, 10, 12. 2, 4, 8, 10, 12. And now I'm going to hit Stat, Calculate, Linear Regression, and L1, second 1, and Calculate. And I'm going to go over to my piece of paper, and I'm going to do the following. I'm going to write down the following. If I'm using my calculator, I'm going to write down the following information. Y is equal to mx plus b. Y is equal to ax plus b in statistics, because some guts decided to change M that you've learned for 12 years of your life to A for some stupid reason. So Y is equal to 1.95x plus or minus 3.349, or Y is equal to 1.95x minus 3.349, and R is equal to 0.9767. Now, I'm going to go through and put in the residual to get that other number so you can do your homework. So I'm going to go back to Stat, go to Edit. Y'all will go to L4. I'm going to go to I'm going to go to L4. You go to L3. Highlight L3, and then hit second Stat and pick up your residuals. Make them go in there. Hit enter and enter. And now you're just going to do stat, calculate first variable statistic of L4, or in your case, L3. So I'm going to hit second, L4 is 4. Y'all would hit second 3 and calculate. And your summation of x squared is what you want. There it is. And the summation of x squared is 3.163. I believe that was the same as the last one. So we're just going to go with a guess and say that the other one is 4 too. So let's get out of this. Get out of this. Move this over. Well, there's our, let's go ahead and do the other. Let's go up a little bit. Okay, they give us this one right here, so let's do that. So 3, 2, 8, 12. 3, 2, 8, 12. M is equal to 12 minus 2 over 8 minus 3, which is equal to 10 over 5, which is equal to 2. And y minus 2 is equal to 2 times x minus 3. Y minus 2 is equal to 2x minus 6. Be plus 2. Y is equal to 2x minus 4. That should be your answer there. Okay, and then you go down and you pick whatever you need to pick. There's that one. And there's that. You got that 9.5. Hold on, let's pull up our, there's our 1.95. And there's 3.349. So make sure you carry both to 3 digits. And 4 is the answer there. So I guess you got your answer 4. Just put 4 there, okay? And 6.163, that's what we got. And then down here, VD minimizes. So Mr. Yates and Miss Billy, does that help you okay with that?
Yes, sir. I had all of it except for that 4, and that's the only thing I struggled with.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
Well,
that makes more sense.
Well, I still don't know where they get that. If I find out, I'll let y'all know. But
Hubert, I wonder if you go into the homework part and ask them to show an example, if it'll show you how they got that 4.
they do. And it's very long, drawn out by hand. And I'm trying to find out how to do it in the calculator. And I ain't being very successful. So I will go in. I'm going to try to find out how to find it by hand. I mean, by the calculator or the Excel spreadsheet. I worked on it for about an hour before class, and I couldn't find a way to do it on the calculator, but I know there's a way. I just got to find it. All right, next one is 4.221. I don't know what that T is for, but it's for something. Let's see what the question says. I'll tell you also if it's worth anything as far as a test question. Why is my computer's taking so long? Yeah, this one looks like a test question. I don't know if it has a bunch of junk on it, but let's see. First of all, let's get the gas mileage data. And I'm just going to do what I've been showing y'all. I'm not even going to look at the question. I'm just going to do it. I'm going to do it 3 ways. I'm going to open in StatCrunch. Now, wait a minute. Before I do that, I'm going to let y'all go ahead and look at it. So y'all go ahead and write down the numbers. There's the numbers. Write down the headings. Weight of the vehicle and miles per gallon. And there's your numbers. So go ahead and write those. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll do it in the StatCrunch and you can see it. there. Okay, we'll go to Excel. And I'll blow them up to where you can see it better. It'll take a second. Just give it a second and it'll come back up. Okay, there you go. Now, why is this a test question? Because this is direct causality. What is the causality here? Somebody tell me. I think y'all can help me out. What is the causality here?
Is that as the weight increases, the miles per gallon decreases?
There you go. That is a test question. Not only a test question in my test, but that's a standardized test question. They'll ask this. So go ahead and write those down. I'm going to give you a minute to punch them in your calculator. And I'm going to punch it in mine too, so I'll have them. I tell y'all I got spider bite. Did I tell y'all I got bit by a spider?
No.
Yeah, on my foot. And I had 101 temperature for 2 days. And I had to be put on, I got a big bottle of red, big old horse pills, antibiotics. My foot's finally gone down, but it's still red as a beet.
Do you know what kind of spider it was?
No, I think I was baling hay, and I think I got bit. It's in Russians, exactly. It's a Russian spider. And I think I might have got bit while I was baling hay, but he looked at it. I sent my doctor a picture. I got a good friend that's a doctor. He was friends with my dad for 150 years. And I just send him pictures of stuff, and he says, "What happened?" And I say, "I got bit by something." "Okay, I'm gonna call you in a prescription." And I go get the prescription. These big old horse pills. So you better watch where you put your feet. Might be a Russian spider. Stat. Edit. Yeah, it'll take me an hour to type these in. See if I hit clear. I need to insert. How do I insert? Okay, got a second list. Look at there. I'm amazing. No, that didn't work. I got to figure out how to put L3 back in. Anybody know how to do that?
I do not.
Oh, well, I'll have to look it up. Anyway, let's go ahead and type them in while everybody's typing in theirs. Write them down. 3682, 3682. It takes so long doing this with a mouse. 3882. I've been doing this for y'all because I can't stand doing this. 2719. 3618. 3263. 2881. 3805. 2565. 3401. 3740. And 3237. And now we're going to go up here. 18, 15, 26, 18, 15, 26, 20, 20, 23, 2020 sucks, 20, 20, 23, 18, 25, 18, 18, 25, 18, and 18 and 18.
Hubert, I think we get L3 back in there. I think you do second stat, and then how you do the residual, just do L3 instead.
I did, and it put a bunch of numbers in there. Oh, that's the numbers I had in there before. That's why. I did it right. Okay. Second stat, those are the numbers I had in before. I just need to clear it. Okay, good. It didn't change it to L3.
I think you have to run one, like do the stat and run the line regulation this time, and then try it after that.
Hold on. What I need to do?
I think like calculate or go to stat and then go to calc and then do the line regression. And then after you run that one, try that again, and then hopefully it'll work.
Yeah, but I got to put in, I'll try it later. I got to get L3 put back in there. I think you do an insert or something. I'll look at it later. Anyway, all right, so let's go to stat. And let's go to calculate. Let's go to regression. And it should pick up L1 and L2. So second L1. And this is the stuff you write down. We're going to write down y is equal to negative 0.0067x plus 42.43. And r is equal to negative 0.9062. So that is a very strong negative correlation, which means that if I had a graph, I'd have a very strong correlation negative. And the y-intercept is 42, which is unbelievable because you can't have 0 pounds. Okay, this x-intercept is 42.43. 42.43 miles per gallon, but it's also at 0 what? Well, that's the dang old invisible car. You can't have 0 pounds. So that's unreal. Okay, so they may, I don't know if they're going to issue that or not. So let's go to our handy dandy Excel spreadsheet. And let's see what it looks like. And y'all know I do Excel spreadsheet in all my classes just so people will see, everything on the board. I had one student tell me she graduated Tri-County, and the first thing she was told to do in her job was to run Excel. And she said if it hadn't been for my class, she wouldn't know how to do any of it. So maybe y'all learned something. Right click, add trend line, display an R, and highlight it and make it bigger. And somebody take 8211 and raise it, and it's a negative because of the negative slope. You got to make a note there. If your slope is negative, your correlation coefficient is going to be negative. But if we square it, it becomes positive. That's why the R squared is positive. So R is equal to, just check what square root 8211 is. It should be 9062. Somebody check me. Capiche? Okay, nobody's going to confirm. Okay, so we'll just dance in ambiguity. All right, so I pull up the question, and there's the negative 0.00673 plus 4243. Now it says round to 2 decimal places. So that's probably why you got that wrong right there, because you should have said 0.01. Okay. Interpret the slope and y-intercept if appropriate. Okay, the slope is negative, which means that it's a negative, it's going in a negative correlation. Okay. A weightless car will get 42.43 miles per gallon. You could do that, 42.43. Okay, they don't want that. For every...
It'll be A.
It'll be what, A?
A,
Okay.
yes, sir, and then just type in there.
For every pound added to the weight of a car, gas mileage in the city will decrease by 42 point, let's see, which one? 0.0067?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
0.0067. But you could also say C, but they don't want that one, so. A certain gas-powered car weighs 3,500 pounds and gets 21 miles per gallon. Is the 21 miles per gallon above average or below average for cars of this weight? So 3,500 pounds, let's see, 3,500 pounds. I guess you would have to punch in 3,500 pounds. You could actually go to the calculator. I don't know if it would have it. Let me hit second table. Why didn't it? Hold on, second table set. That's why. And that's going to be 1, and that's going to be 1, and it's probably going to be forever. But enter and second table. Yeah, you'd have to go a long ways to get 3,500. Let's see. And on this calculator, it'd take forever. Or you could say y is equal to 3,500. I'm looking, I don't understand. Oh, wait a minute. I don't have the y equals in there. That's what, I've got something else. All right, somebody give me the, okay, there it is. Negative 0.0067 x delete. I hate these new calculators. They make everything so complicated. Delete plus 4243. There we go. And I'm going to graph 3,500 for the weight of the car. I'm just trying to get a grasp on what the graph tells us. And I'm gonna hit zoom fit or zoom standard. Let me hit zoom standard. Or zoom fit. Zoom fit would be 0. That doesn't help us. A negative slope. Why is it not show? Did I not hit the right? Y is equal negative 0.0067 plus 40. Okay. Let me just go to second table. Yeah, it'd have to be, it'd be way down there. All right, we'll just type it in. I'll just type it in. We'll go the long way route. So negative, let me get out of this. Second, I was going to see if the calculator would give it to us, but second quit. Let's just type it in. So 3,500 times negative 0.0067 equals plus 42.43. Okay, for a 3,500 pound car, it'd be 18.98. So what do we say for C? Is below, should be below the average. Okay, and I guess it's above the average. I don't understand that. Would it be reasonable to use the least square message defined to predict hybrid? No, because it's outside the realm. It's outside of 35 miles, 35, or I'd say it's outside. So where is the outside? Past 11. I would say it's outside.
No, because the hybrid is a different type of car.
Oh, thank you. They asked a different question. I didn't even catch that. Thank you. Thank you. I didn't even catch that. I don't deal with hybrids very much. On the farm, they don't. We don't have many hybrids. So, but Tesla's trying to make a truck that can pull on the highway. So that'd be interesting. They make some dang old hybrid tractors. I might be interested. All right. So who sent that question? Mr. Carey? Hopefully that helps out a little bit. This one is, let me erase that one. This is 4.224. 4.224. Let me go back. Log me out. 4.224T. I don't know what that T means. All right, now let me go ahead and tell you what this one does. And I'm not going to ask you this on the test. But here they give you a table of critical values. So you need to look at that first. You need to click on that. And you need to write down, you know, you don't need to write it down, but you need to see that if there's 15, your critical value is going to be 0.14. And they're going to ask you is yours above or below the critical value? Okay, so that's what that's for. We'll go back to that in a minute. Here is your data. This is what I will test you on. So go ahead, and I'm just going to do this on the Excel spreadsheet if y'all don't mind. So I'm going to hit X. Well, let's see if the StatCrunch will work. It gave us an error a while ago. Okay, evidently we blew up StatCrunch, so we used it twice and it blew up. So I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry I blew up StatCrunch.
Do you still have it open in another tab, maybe?
Maybe I don't know. I don't see it. I don't see it. I'm not going to worry about it right now. Let's go ahead and pull it up. Main thing is show you what's important and what's not. And I think y'all can see what I'm wanting on a test. I want the slope, the correlation coefficient, and tell me if it's got a negative or a positive correlation or causality. So this is final exam score. This is number of absences. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight that. I'm going to hit insert and box scatter plot. And I'm going to hit right click on one of them, add Trendline. And there is our blow it up a little bit. And somebody give me the square root, and it's going to be a negative. Negative what? What's the square root of 0.8876?
I got 0.9421.
0.9421?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that is what I will ask you on a test. So let's go back to the question and see where all the rabbits are that we can chase on this one. Because that's what they are, they're rabbits. Okay, done. So let's check our, that's not the right one. That's not, is that the right one? Yeah. 2.921, 89.113. Negative 2.921, 89.113. For every absent, a student's drops, let's go back, 2.921. 2.921. Okay, so they want something different.
It'll be C.
C. For every additional absent, a student drops 2.921 points on average. An average final exam score of students who miss no class is the y-intercept, which is 89.13. Now is that plausible? 89.13. That's plausible. Okay, if you miss no class, can you make a B on the final exam?
Yes.
Yes. But it's not plausible for a vehicle that weighs nothing to have 45. You know, that's not feasible. So you have to. It's either going to be A or it's going to be B, C, depending on which one they want. Okay, predict the final exam score for a student who misses 5 classes. Let's go back to our handy dandy. That's not it. There it is. So I'm going to take my handy dandy calculator And I'm going to hit clear. And I'm going to type in negative. And you can do this however you want to. But I'm trying to. Oh, Lord. I can't get everything on here. What's the slope? Negative what? 2 point what? That's all right. I'll do it. 2.9206. Negative 2.9206 times 5 plus 89.113 plus 89.113. So if you miss 5 days, you're going to have a 74.51. 74.51. So let's go back. 74.51. Compute the residual. Really? Okay, so that means we've got to go back to the, and I didn't do the Excel spreadsheet. I didn't do the calculator. So I'm going to have to put in everything. Well, I'm going to let y'all do that. Y'all can do that through the calculator, okay? Compute the residual. I'm just going to type in 3, and y'all can write down the answer and check it with your calculator. If I'd have known it had been a residual, I would have done the calculator. Negative 0.61. That comes up when you, well, you could also, the residual is 74.51 minus, go back to your 5 right here. 5 is 73.9. So subtract 73.9 from 74.51. You should get negative 0.61. Somebody check it and see. Yes or no? So to compute the residual without having to go through all the mess, you take the actual at 5 absences, which is what, 73.9, and you subtract that from the calculated, from predicted, and the predicted is going to be 5 times, what was it, what's the negative, what's the slope? 2 point what?
2.9206
Plus, what's the 71 point something? What is it?
89.113.
0.113, and that gave us 75.41. So this is the predicted, and this is the actual. And if you subtract the predicted from the actual, you'll get the residual. Is the final exam score above or below average for this number of absences? Well, the actual score is below. But hell, every time I answer below or above, it's wrong. So, yeah, because the actual is right here. That's a good question. I don't agree with everything it's asking, but it's a good question on how you use statistics. So hopefully that helps you, Miss Billy.
Yeah, there was another part, but I think it was just a graph.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is 4.2, number 29. One of the biggest factors in determining the square footage, blah, 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 blah. So they're going to give you this. So here is our table. So I'm just going to go ahead and put that in StatCrunch. Evidently, like you said, well, now it's working. Nope. Evidently, once you used it, you got to go through and clean out your history or something, probably. But I'm going to go ahead and open it in Excel so you can actually see all the numbers. Okay, there's your numbers. I'll make them a little bit bigger for you. What? Whatever. Okay, now I can't click on it. Hold on a second. Let me pull it up again. Creepy Joe is going to take care of the world. Shut up, Hubert. He'll sniff the world. All right, here we go. There you go. Okay, I want you to go ahead and do whatever you need to use. Whatever you need to use, I want you to go ahead and give me the chart of it, the scatter plot, give me the trend line, and give me the R coefficient. And then we'll fill in all the blanks with whatever they're asking for this time. Y'all finished? The one thing about, I'll tell you, the one thing about Excel, you don't have to do as much work. Insert, right click, and that's it. And let's go ahead and do R. Somebody take the square root of 0.8277 for me. First of all, is it positive or negative? Well, the slope of the line is positive, Hubert, so therefore the correlation coefficient would be positive. Good job, class. Oh, I know, you just didn't want to write it, right? You didn't want to use your microphone, okay. All right, give me 0.8277 square root.
0.9097 or 0.9098.
Okay. So that's a very strong correlation. That's 91%. So, and as far as I'm concerned, that's all I care about. But let's go back and let's fill in the cracks with what they want. So I'm going to write this down because I'm not going to ask y'all because y'all don't like me. So y is equal to 0.1541x plus 20.52, and R is equal to 0.9098. So let's go back to the question. And let's go up here. And which variable is the explanatory variable? Well, let's go back. Let's go back and look. Where's my Excel spreadsheet? Oh my God. That's not it. Is this it? Yeah. All right. Let me ask you this. Can you have a selling price if you don't have a house?
You cannot.
No.
Okay. So which one is the dependent? The selling price is the dependent. So that means that the independent is the square footage. You cannot have a price if you ain't got no house, or you don't have any house. I already said it. Okay. So the square footage is your dependent variable, which means it's your explanatory or whatever variable. Dependent, independent. Make sure you make that note. So the square footage is your independent variable. Draw a scatter diagram. Well, let's go back and look at ours. Looks pretty straight. And then we got one below and one up top right here. So number 3 and number 4 from the right is below and above. So let's go back.
That's the wrong graph, Hubert.
It is. Hold on. Let me delete this one. That's not it. There it is. All right. So, okay, we got 2 above from the right. The third, I got 1, 2 below, and 2 above from the right. So let's go back. So from it's not that one. 2 below, I think it's this one. It's either this one or this one. It's not that one. Why isn't it this one?
Because
That's
it's
a negative correlation. This is a perfect correlation. And these two are your only, I'd say, a C, and it is C. What is our R? Our R, rounded 3 decimal places, is 9910. That's good. Is there a limit? Yeah. Anything above 0.75 is a very strong correlation. Find the least squares regression. That's 0.1. I like this question. This is a good test question. Unless they get stupid on us. If they get stupid on us, then interpret the slope. For every additional square foot, yeah, you will gain $1.154,000 on average. Isn't it reasonable? Okay, so let's look. Is it reasonable? So let's draw our, I'm going to go over here. So we're going to use a little bit of common sense here. Here's our y-intercept of $20.52 at 0 square footage. Does that make sense?
No.
You ain't got no house. Okay, so which one says it don't make no sense because you ain't got no house?
The questions are blocked by that screen.
I just took it off. Give it a second.
It's going to be B.
No, a house of 0 square feet is not possible. I like this question. I'm going to screw it up before it's over with. One home that is 1422 square feet is sold for $260,000. Is this home price above or below? So let's type in 1422 square feet. So I'm going to type in. So I'm going to go 1422 times 0.1541 plus 20.52. So that's going to run 239.65. Well, now we need to look back and see if they give us a, so I'm going to write that down. At 1,422 square feet, that's going to cost us 239.65. So let's go back and look at the spreadsheet. And let's find 1422. I don't see 1422. What's the closest thing to 1422? I don't see anything close to it. But at 16 is at 285. So let's look back and see what they're asking. Oh, here it is, 260. One home that is 1422 square feet is sold for $260,000. Is this home's above or it's above? The home's price is above the average price. The average price is, I guess, 239, 240,000. I like this question. Whoever sent it, this is a good test question. Now, why do I like this question over the others? Because this question is asking you common sense things about the graph. Do you understand the way I think? This asks questions that make you think about the graph. This is the first question that we went over today that's actually made sense. What do y'all think?
I agree with you. I like that one as well.
Yeah, this one is a whole lot better than this one. Shows you a lot. Well, the other question is the test score question. Test scores. And then the third question would be the gas mileage. But I didn't like the gas mileage or the test score question because they were asking you all that dang R stuff. And I don't want you to know all that stuff. So that's a good question. That's a good, if you want to be able to test yourself on 4.1 and 4.2, if you can do the math, then just do 4.229. And if you can do that question, you're good for my test. Okay, the last question for today actually is a very simple question. This is 5.1 49/18. Well, I'm waiting. I think everything's running slow today. You suspect a 6-sided die. That's one die out of 2 Monopoly dice. One die is just one of those, okay? You suspect a 6-sided die to be loaded and conduct a probability experiment by rolling the die 400 times. Okay, 400 divided by 6. Well, we'll get to that in just a minute. Well, let's do that. 400 divided by 6, because there's 6 sides.
There's a lot of sixes.
So 400. Say again.
There's a lot of sixes.
Yeah, 400 divided by 6. Okay, so 67 times is normal. That's 67 times per each number. Everybody with me? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what do these look like? That's pretty good. So I would say no. What am I looking for on this? Somebody give me an example of a loaded die.
I had the problem, and on like 2 and 5, they were like in the 100s. So kind of obviously you knew that was very like different than all the other numbers.
This is a test question on 5.1, okay, because I do ask this question on the test. Now, you can go to the full set of data right here if you want to. I'm just going to open it up in Excel, and it'll give you the whole shindig. And I don't know if you want to see that or not, but I'll show it to you. It'll probably take a minute to pull it up because you're talking about 400 rolls. Oh, they just did it like this. And I'll show you a trick of learning the war. You can take this and you can do a insert chart plot. And you can see that the one roll is 61. And you look at the difference here. 60 to what? 70. That's not a big deal. Now, if you was to change this and make this a 0-0, it would be a whole lot better. I don't think I can do that on here. I'd have to see actually. You can actually change this to make this 0-0. If this was 0-0 right here, this would look like a straight line going straight across. Okay? Let me show you what I'm talking about. I thought it was going to do it. If you was to graph these guys on a 0-0-0, and this is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. Everybody with me? And this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Notice that right there is 0-0. All right, let's plot them. 1 is 61. 1, 61. 2 is 64. well, that's not right. There's 64. There's one. Let me do two different colors. There we go. All right, 3 is 69. 4 is 69. 5 is 71. And 6 is 66. If you want us to do a least squares regression line with 0, 0, you would get a line that looks something like this right here, maybe, which would be a very low what? Correlation, which means almost 0. So now, if you had something like this, 1 at 60, 2 at 61, 3 at 40, 4 at 20, 5 at 10, and 6 at 70. Then you got a problem. Okay? As long as those numbers are around what they need to be. What do you mean, Hubert? Well, hold on. These numbers right here are supposed to be around 67. Take your number here and divide by how many numbers you're doing, 6. That came out to be 67. All of these should be around 67. They should hover around 67. And they do, so you're okay. Good test question. All right, that's it for today. Y'all did good.
Yeah.
Now, how are we doing as far as questions? Does that help answer your questions?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Let me stop the recording and I'll call the roll.